What's up? We are back. We're back for another movie review, okay? We're going to be talking about a movie that I absolutely love, okay? I watched this a night or two ago with Lila and the rest of my friends, okay? And oh my god, it blew me away. It blew me away. This movie is so well done. So well done. It's directed by the great Paul Thomas Anderson, who directed Punch Drunk Love. He's directed The Master, one of my favorites. He's also directed Inherent Vice, which I need to watch soon. And what's another? He maybe directed Boogie Nights, or I'm thinking of the wrong person. I don't. It was either Paul Thomas Anderson or the guy who directed Dazed and Confused. So I don't really know. Ooh, we're just gonna move on, okay? Um, Anyway, the movie we're gonna be talking about is There Will Be Blood, okay? This movie is so well done, all right? The viewing experience is almost grueling because it's 2 hours and 38 to 40 minutes, okay? Um, and there's so much to the story, okay? It's not like grueling in a bad way. It's definitely not a bad thing, the length of this movie. There's no the running time isn't occupied by any like fluff or uh, unnecessary things. It's all important to the story, and the running time is almost crucial to the building of the story. You know, reaching the climax, the final act, and or final act, climax, and then the ending point. You know, so it's 2 hours and about 40 minutes, but it's every bit worth it, okay? And it builds to an immaculate finish. The end of this movie is so rewarding. I loved it. Um, and everyone who stayed awake to finish this one agreed that it was A1. I forget what I was gonna say. You know, like Lila loved it, I loved it, George loved it. That's everyone who was present all the way through. But oh my god, it was so good. I think I said before I waited long enough to see this. Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. I've tried a couple takes for this video, but you know, it had been a while since I seen it, and I always liked the movie. But after seeing it a night or two ago, it really went straight up on my favorite movies of all time list. It's definitely a higher number now. Um, Really hard to decide exactly where, but um, I'm gonna just hop into the plot and then tell you some more things that I liked about it. I don't think I'll have any complaints. I'll just read you the back. I can give you my interpretation, obviously, but on the back here it says, um, this widely acclaimed masterpiece and must-see American epic features the Academy Award-winning performance of Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Plainview and Son are independent oilmen looking for prospects in California at the turn of the 20th century, okay? They are challenged by a young preacher, Eli Sunday, whose own ambition is matched by Plainview's. Their battle forms the center of a scary, darkly comic, historical journey into an abyss of madness. Okay. There Will Be Blood is Paul Thomas Anderson's epic American nightmare, belching fire and brimstone and damnation to hell. It is above all a consummate work of art. That really summed it up nicely. I like that. I hope you stuck with me in my reading. I'm not as good uh, speaking aloud, reading aloud than I am in my head. You know, it's called the reading fluency problem. Anyway, that was a really good description. It's somewhat vague, but that was really good. Daniel Plainview, played by Daniel Day-Lewis, is an oil man, like I had said, and he works with his son HW, and they run a sort of family business. Okay, Now, he's also a religious man, or he says, the movie is basically uh, you learning that the character of Daniel Plainview isn't all what he says he is, and he's there's a big difference between the face that he shows to the people he's doing business with and the man he is behind the curtain or behind the scenes, if that makes sense. And that is very entertaining. I would say that Daniel Day Lewis's performance is like unrelenting in the way that he acts as this character. Like a good example is all the terrible things this main character does are horrible, obviously, but you grow to like the character in a way, um, because you almost expect him to do terrible things. Um, he's sort of just a cruel and uh, harsh man, mainly focused on business more than anything else. Business and the way that people see him, and sort of just um, being in a place of power, I guess you could say. There's a really great monologue uh, by Daniel Day Lewis in this, where the main character is saying something about how he has this great competition in him, and how he sees the worst in people. He'll look at people and see nothing worth liking at times. And so the character of Daniel Plainview is very dark and sort of terrible in ways, but you appreciate him as like a businessman and a terrible guy, kind of how you like love certain villains in movies, it's interesting because he's the protagonist, but he's also the antagonist, and the if there's another antagonist, it's probably Eli Sunday, who I mentioned in the description, which is another great thing about the plot. There's a lot of religious themes in this movie, and uh, Daniel Plainview clashes with Eli Sunday, the preacher in this movie, quite a bit over religious issues and things like that. That's something I really enjoyed, because on the surface, Daniel Plainview is a sort of religious guy, just like he's a family businessman. But you sort of see that he shies away from religion, and has this grudge sort of building against Eli Sunday and the things that he does. Um, and that was like very, very captivating and refreshing. Like, I love every time Eli Sunday and Daniel Plainview kind of bump heads, I thought that was really good. The plot is basically about Daniel Plainview and his son HW. They're met by this guy who's brother to Eli Sunday. Um, and the guy tells them that there is oil up on this piece of land, and that they can go to it or whatever, and drill and make basically turn a great profit. Um, so they go to the farm. Daniel and HW, they go there, and they sort of pose as hunters so that the family doesn't get a whiff of what's really going on. And sure enough, they find oil there, so they strike a deal with the family, um, under the basis that they're using the land for hunting purposes, and then eventually the whole town gets involved because they have to build this tower for like the drilling and everything. And they say that if we do find oil, the whole town is gonna flourish, and that everyone will get a piece of the profit, that sort of a thing. And what happens is just crazy. What happens is so insane. There's great like action in this movie. There's great revenge themes. There's that amazing scene where the fire comes up through the tower. I believe this is it in the back. Um, but there's so many things I love about this movie and so little I don't like. I'm pretty sure there's nothing. I'm pretty sure there's nothing that I don't like in this movie. Every bit of it is well done, especially Daniel Day-Lewis. Um, I really there's another theme in this movie. Like I said, revenge is a big thing in this movie, but um, there's a sort of family drama element to this that was really, I guess, not unsettling, but it definitely grabs you. There's that family element, the father and son theme, okay, but there's also another family element in this movie that was very moving and sort of breathtaking in a way. Another thing that I loved about the movie is the cinematography, okay? The shots in this movie are just unbelievable, okay? I really loved I really loved the scene with the fire, and Daniel Day-Lewis is running with his son covered in oil. There's a scene where a character is killed accidentally, and that was really intense as well. I just really loved everything about this movie, and it was so good to see it again. So I wanted to do a review and talk about it a bit. I'll just go over one or two scenes that I really like now before I wrap up the video. Um, there was a great what would you call it? Sort of religious scene with Paul Dano or Dano. The guy who plays Eli Sunday and Daniel Day-Lewis. There's a great scene where um, it's almost like they're Eli Sunday is absolving Daniel Plainview of his sins, I guess you could say, and there's sort of a weird like taunting and teasing going on underneath the religious act, and that was really great. Daniel Day-Lewis is so over the top in multiple scenes here. Then there's the "I drink your milkshake" towards the end of the movie. That is amazing on its own. Yeah, I just absolutely love Daniel Day-Lewis in this. It's arguably his best performance. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I say it goes The Crucible and then this as a second, along with the others that he's acted in, and I enjoy. But this is just so good, super over the top. And like I said, it's a long running time, but um, I think that you'll enjoy every bit of it. You'll definitely enjoy every bit of it. It's very well done. Um, on the back, there's a quote: "One of the most wholly original American movies ever made." Um, yeah, I would say that that's very true as well. I absolutely love this one. Go check it out. I could go on for like 30 minutes talking about how much I like this movie, so I'm just gonna stop it there and tell you to go watch There Will Be Blood. This is also a reversible cover, but anyway, that's it. Go check it out. I think it's on Netflix. It might not be. If not, go buy yourself a copy, all right? Do yourself a favor and do that, all right? Go watch There Will Be Blood. That's my review, and that's all.